Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and in this video I'm going to be comparing the Razer Ornata Chroma to the Corsair K55 RGB. Now both of these keyboards are the entry level for Razer and Corsair that will give you full RGB lighting. The Ornata Chroma has been out for a few months now, and the K55 was released about a month ago, but it's been really hard to find. You can pick up the K55 for $50, which is a great price for what you get here, and the Ornata Chroma goes for $100. So I'll go over some of the differences, and you can decide if the Ornata Chroma is worth twice the price. I'll put links to both in the description below if you want to pick one out. And I have full reviews on each of these keyboards, so if you're interested in that, you can check those out. Now neither of these keyboards use mechanical switches. They both use membrane keys just like a traditional keyboard. But the Ornata Chroma uses Razer's mecha membrane technology, which I'll go over later, but it basically combines a soft rubber dome with the click of a mechanical switch. So let's take a look at the design of these. Both are made entirely of plastic. Neither top panel is made out of metal like the higher end keyboards from Corsair and Razer, but both look really good and feel really well made. The Corsair K55 is a mix of textured matte plastic with a strip of gloss plastic along the top, which is a nice touch. Over to the Ornata Chroma, everything here is matte textured plastic as well, but all the edges are gloss and beveled, which give it a clean and simple look. The K55 has a rubber USB cable in a fixed position, while the Ornata Chroma has a braided USB cable that can be routed in one of three positions. Both keyboards also come with a detachable wrist rest. The K55's wrist rest has a nice textured surface, but it's not the most comfortable. Corsair says it's made from a soft rubber, but it feels like hard plastic. It attaches onto the bottom of the keyboard with two clips. The wrist rest is okay, it provides support, but it doesn't add any comfort. The Ornata Chroma, on the other hand, includes a super comfortable wrist rest that stays in place with a magnetic connection. The padding is very comfortable, it feels like a pillow for your wrists, and the leather material doesn't show grease or fingerprints. The K55 has a single Corsair logo at the top center of the keyboard, while the Razer branding is a little more subtle. There's a small Razer logo on the front panel, and a Razer logo on the wrist rest. The K55 has a larger footprint, but not by much. It's about 3/4 of an inch wider and about half an inch deeper, but for good reason. Corsair uses the extra space for dedicated media playback buttons and volume controls on the top, as well as 6 dedicated macro buttons on the left. I appreciate when keyboard manufacturers try to make a smaller footprint, but I personally like having dedicated buttons for media playback and volume instead of combining the keys and having to use the function key. It's not a big deal, but just something I prefer. Both keyboards will let you record macros, which are short commands you can map to a single key. There's no software needed with the K55, so everything can be done directly on the keyboard. With the Ornata Chroma, you can record macros directly from the keyboard as well, or create macros using the Synapse software. Both keyboards also have anti-ghosting, so you can press multiple keys at the same time. The K55 will accept 8 keys at the same time, while the Ornata will recognize 10 keys, but 8 should be fine for virtually everyone. Both also have a game mode, which will disable the Windows key, so you don't accidentally interrupt your game. And with the Razer Synapse software, you can also disable Alt-Tab and Alt-F4. The software will also let you easily remap keys, so you could remap the volume keys to the function keys if you'd like, for example. So really the biggest difference between these two keyboards are the keys. The K55 uses typical membrane keys. There's a rubber dome like most keyboards out there. Typing feels good on this, key presses are soft, but there's no click or tactile bump. The Ornata Chroma uses mid-height keycaps, which are a little shorter than the K55's, along with Razer's mecha membrane switch, which combines a rubber dome with the click of a mechanical switch. So with each key press, you get a click, actually 2 clicks, one as the key travels down and another as the key returns back up. The click is similar feeling to a real mechanical keyboard that uses Cherry MX Blue switches. Typing on the Ornata feels better than the K55 in my opinion, but this is totally subjective. I'd recommend everyone interested in one of these to try it for yourself. But having the tactile click gives you a responsive feel while typing and gaming that you don't get with the K55. The clicking is noisier though. Here's what it sounds like to type on each. When it comes to RGB lighting, the Corsair K55 gives you 12 pre-configured lighting modes including a custom mode. Modes 1 through 6 are just different color presets for 3 zones. There's no software needed, which is nice to be able to plug it in and go, but you don't have as much customization here. You can select different presets by using the function and number row. So for example, pressing function in 1 will give you red, green, and blue. Function 2 will give you yellow, cyan, and purple. There's a custom mode which will allow you to choose a color and assign it to each of the 3 zones, but you don't have the ability to assign a specific color to a single key, and you only have a choice of 8 different colors. There are also some dynamic modes like pulsing, color shifting, and scrolling, and you do get some control over the speed and direction, but with the Ornata Chroma, you get full customization using the Razer Synapse software. Not only do you have the choice of a number of presets like breathing, fire, reactive, and wave, you can also customize your own. You can even customize individual keys with any color you'd like. You get a ton of options and more advanced control over things like the speed of the scrolling or even the angle of the scroll. You can even make multiple profiles too. Both keyboards have a white backplate behind the keys, so the color really pops, but the K55 is not quite as vibrant as the Ornata Chroma. The Ornata's lighting is brighter and more saturated overall, and because the K55 is limited to 3 zones, when the colors are scrolling it looks a little smoother on the Ornata. So that just about does it. For double the price of the K55, the Ornata Chroma gives you a nicer wrist rest, the tactile click of the mecha membrane keys, and much more control and customization of the RGB lighting. The K55 is no slouch though. For $50 you get a very well made keyboard, dedicated macro keys, as well as media playback and volume buttons. And the lighting really looks good, especially if you don't care about some of the other lighting modes. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Which do you think is better? Is the Ornata Chroma worth twice the price? Hit the like button if you liked the video, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.